Because I really love to.
Welcome to the first GC Informer, and I'm the first face on the channel, which is a little bit terrifying. My name is Snowy, also known as Count Fracula, and in the news team, we aim to be the best, and I am the best of the best. Our first piece of gaming news ever here on GamesCast is going to cover a subject that's been going pretty much all week, and this is the subject of Alex Mauer, along with a company called Imago Softworks, and about a game called Starmazer DSP. The whole situation came to a head today, but it started off pretty simply with a dispute between Alex Mauer and the owner of Imago Softworks about music. Alex Mauer created the original music for Starmazer DSP, and she seemed to be under the impression that her work was her own copyright because she made it. Imago Softworks, however, disputed this, and they published online an excerpt from a contract they claimed that was signed by Alex Mauer regarding Starmazer DSP, that she was just a musician for hire. She wasn't put on the project, and none of the copyrighted work belongs to her. In more recent developments along that line, Alex Mauer has claimed that the contract was to do with other projects and that she's been scammed by Imago Software. Now, normally these kinds of disputes tend to go on behind the scenes and don't really see the public eye. However, Alex Mauer herself brought this to the front line when she basically put out a real massive amount of DMCA strikes against both YouTubers and then Twitch streamers who made any sort of video about Starmazer DSP and had the audio on their channel. Some of these channels indeed had multiple claims put against them for multiple videos. However, because of the amount of these claims, it may well be a rule that YouTube have brought into their algorithm after the Saga Wave of 2013. A lot of these multiple claims at once only counted as a single claim against the channel. Numbers range wildly from source to source, but it seems to be around 100 YouTube videos at least, and also a similar amount of Twitch streams. Of course, these claims are false and go absolutely nowhere, but because of the way that YouTube and Twitch have their DMCA systems, they're not tied to the DMCA, they are just DMCA style systems, there is no direct punishment to Alex Mauer for filing these waves and waves of claims. And that's, to me, that's not correct, but of course, I shan't get too opinionated. With this wave of DMCA claims, Alex Mauer appears to be trying to use these claims as blackmail to get YouTubers and other such people who have had claims put against them to contact the developers of the software in what seemed to be a move to get them to give in and do what she wanted them to do. This, however, didn't work, and apparently none of the YouTubers that she put strikes against decided to take her up on her offer, and at some point during the week she decided to rescind that offer and not offer it any further to anybody else. Wow, that was a terrible sentence. Donald Trump could come up with a better sentence than actually no. A trained gibbon can't come up with a better sentence, but still tweets a lot. Stop getting political. This isn't good. We're supposed to be about games. On top of this, she began sending a series of very strange emails to YouTubers such as Sid Alpha and Total Biscuit, both of whom were following the issue very closely and did several videos on it, in fact. The contents of these emails vary quite wildly, but some of them include cease and desist that she has drafted to the parent company of Adult Swim, for some reason, along with various veiled-ish insults that being a YouTuber is not a real job, lists of the videos that she's taken down and the channels associated with them, and even forwarding an email that she had sent to the owner of Penny Arcade. On top of this, she posted some very strange comments in the Steam forums for the game, and it was starting to look very sort of odd. A lot of questions were going around about her mental health, and some of these questions ended up turning into things like death threats and various hateful remarks, transphobic remarks, because Alex Mauer is of course a transgender person, along with various other things like that, which of course is wrong. Issuing death threats to anybody is unequivocally wrong. However, Alex Mauer struck back by sending a death threat, however sort of short and concise, it was still a death threat, to one of the YouTubers who has been covering her this week, Sid Alpha. The email started very simply with, "I want to fucking kill you." She then followed it up with an email stating that he is a cyberbully 1000% or 10,000%, some large number that isn't actually possible, and that he is a transphobe and several other things like that, and she wants to kill herself, but first she must kill him. After this interview was published with no copyrighted imagery at all, Alex Mauer DMCA'd it. Her claim was that because the YouTuber in question had put an image of her pre-transition that was taken with her camera, she owned the copyright to that picture, and therefore the video. Around this time, it was revealed that Leonard French, the popular YouTube lawyer cum gamer, was representing Imago Software in litigation against Alex Mauer. While Imago Software was not looking for any damages themselves, Leonard French sought money for legal fees, and really the whole litigation was just to sort of settle the copyright issue in general. For this, Leonard French had actually set up a crowdfunding page for people to donate towards the legal action, a move which Digital Homicide tried a few years ago when they sued Jim Sterling, but got very little attention for that. This, however, was a very successful campaign, and they received more than their fair share, not fair share, but more than the share of money that they required for their case. It seemed throughout the week that Alex Mauer was sort of going through a mental breakdown. It was steadily getting worse and more unhinged, and it was very concerning to a lot of people, myself included, and several YouTubers that were covering the subject actually asked people who know her to sort of help her through things and sort of make sure she's alright. It appears now that this has been the case. Somebody has got through, and while I don't know the specific details, it has been reported that Alex Mauer is now receiving help. Nothing is currently known about the state of the litigation that Imago Softworks filed, but this to me is a happy ending. Also stated in this statement about thing. Also stated in the statement. Wow, that's really well done me. Also stated in the thing that was emailed around was that all DMCA strikes would cease from now, and Alex would stop actively pursuing any further claims. Star Mazer DSP itself did get removed from Steam for a while so that the developer could remove all music and sound effects done by Alex Mauer. As of right now, I don't know whether it's back up on Steam. I know, I'll check. No, the game is currently not on sale, still on Steam. There's no particular reason why. The developer has not stated any particular reason for not having the game back up on sale. Maybe they're trying to get some more music in before they put it back up, or maybe they've just sort of given up with the idea and they're going to move on to something else, which would be a shame because it looks like a fairly decent sort of side-scrolling spaceship shoot-'em-up style game. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode of the GC Informer. Tomorrow you will have Max as your host. Coming up next, we have a Let's Play of Death Road to Canada as done by Machin. If you like this video and would like to see more, please of course give us a subscribe. All of our social links are down in the description, and a link to my channel will be posted both on the video and in the description, where you can find the content that I make myself. Thank you very much for watching this first episode of the GC Informer, and I will hopefully see you next time for some more news.